I think
Spaceys?
Ness is very strong against Spaceys.
Okay.
That's maybe a hot take. I don't really know that for sure, but I know Fox players tend to struggle with Ness just because of the sheer amount of win conditions that Ness has as disposal.
It's so hard to get.
Nair
I can
is a
imagine it's gotta be so
great
hard to get back to
tool.
stage.
If you can die off Nair at like a relatively early percents, that's a struggle matchup for you against Ness.
Yeah, because not only does it, even if it doesn't like kill you, just that angle, it's gonna be so hard to get back against like Yo-Yo or like charge up smash or all kinds of things. I imagine. So yeah, ZD's gonna have to fight really hard and just try to. At least he does have 2 Spaceys, so maybe even if Fox goes down, Wolf can clean up or vice versa. Because yeah, I can imagine that matchup being pretty tough for ZD.
And it's curious too. Like ZD actually reversed his layout this time around. Fox is his first up, then Wolf, then Pit, as opposed to before. So very curious to see why that was chosen exactly. But Chris also leading off with Ness, which is definitely his strongest character. My boy's PK in his name. Like, of course
Exactly.
he's the best player.
Exactly. He's one of the people, man. I've seen so many crazy Twitter clips from PK Chris. Every time I see a PK Chris clip on Twitter, I'm just like, yeah, this is what I want to see right now. Yep, every time.
The scary thing here is, though, you only have
Ooh.
one stock to adapt to your opponent's character as well. So we'll see if ZD's first stock Fox is going to be good against Chris's first stock Ness. And so far, ZD packing a wallop on Chris right now.
Yeah, PK Chris left without an air dodge. Great reversal up air to make himself safe to come back to stage. He was in a really, really rough spot. But this is looking really good for ZD if PK Chris, his Ness is like the main threat for like half of his team and also his best character. Him being able to take that first character out with only 51% is a great way for this to start it. So now we just need to see how he does against the Yoshi.
Great patience on the ledge for ZD as well, just waiting very well. And we are in top 8 territory as well right now, so this is going to be a best-of-5 set. So strap inside because we're in for a long one.
All right, well, here we go. Ooh, we got the jab blocks coming in. I really love to see that. Yoshi's so good about getting out of disadvantage, but if you're jab blocked, it doesn't matter how much super armor you have. You got to eat it.
Oh,
and he died very early off the top to that up air. Oh, my Lord.
And this, I think, is the beauty of ZD leading off with his Fox. It's just the strongest character will blow up in such a lead for him, and he's probably confident enough in the rest of his characters and his neutral to where one character stock will not be a problem for him. And already the advantage is just being pushed further and further by ZD.
Yeah, PK Chris just kind of the blender right now. It's looking really hard for him to get anything going. All right, you got the up tilt. Is he getting the back air? Yes. Finds the back air from that confirmed. Really, really needed to take that stock for PK Chris because it looked like ZD's Fox was easily going to cook up another, 70-80% with another combo.
Oh, yeah. All right, though. Good shine right there under the pressure. And again, if there's one thing ZD is not afraid to do, it's shoot the gun, man. My man has the beam on deck.
He got the Thule.
Yeah, he got the Thule on him.
Let him know. All right, great parry on the back air, but sneaking that up tilt in once again. ZD's really good about that, actually. He's been really good about pressuring people from below the platform.
He just picks his moments very, very intelligently and just waits for the right time. He's also very, very patient in these scramble situations, almost kind of playing a game of chicken with you to see if you swing first against him, and he's almost always ready to react.
Yeah, and I think all his characters are pretty strong at whip punishing. From where?
Is that Snake?
Snake Jr.?
Snake Jr.
Papa Snake? Have you made it? Was this like a Metal Gear anniversary? Like, what just happened?
Jeez, though. ZD making mincemeat of PK Chris that game 1 right there. Just such solid advantage with both the Wolf and the Fox especially. Chris showing a lot of cracks right there, kind of swinging first in a lot of instances, while ZD just remained more patient the entire way through.
Yeah, I think it really all came down to the beginning. I don't know if he needs to maybe like hide the Ness somewhere in the middle or towards the end. I'm not 100% sure what the strategy is going to be going into this next game, but ZD looked completely unfazed by PK Chris's Ness.
It might be habitual, too, because, I mean, when you play a main character, you have all of your experience with that character. Traits of how you play that one character will also show in your other characters as well. And Chris's characters, for lack of a better term, are pretty mashy. They press lots of buttons.
Yes, they're very mashy.
I guess a character or a player like ZD, who is more calm, cool, and collected, takes his time before he thinks about pressing a button real quick. It's sort of like water and fire here.
But now we're getting into one of the things I do like about Squad Strike is that you're able to like counter pick every individual round. You're like, okay, cool. They started off with so-and-so. I'll probably switch it up. And, you have to guess. Like, your opponent doesn't have to tell you what order they're going to choose. But right now, we have a complete switch from both sides.
I was going to say they both reverse their lineups again. ZD starting off with the Pit and then Chris starting off with the Falco. So it's very curious to see who exactly is going to win in this lineup instead. But ZD just opening up Chris. Like, I think this is where the experience starts to show on the 3 characters right here. Like, not anybody is going to have a pocket pit when you walk in.
Right.
Bro. Like, you need to have time put into that character for you to really thrive with that character.
Yeah, and maybe we can get to the point where just, like, maybe PK Chris just, like, is so hardcore about Ness. Obviously he is, but, like, maybe, like, his experience doesn't spread out as well against the rest of his cast. Because right now, ZD's fully switched over to Pit Falco, and it started off even harsher than it did in the first game. He's in an even bigger lead than he had before.
Oh,
no jump!
Squad Strike. This man I see in the Squad Strike finals of lots of tournaments all
Oh,
the time.
oh, really?
I don't know if he's taken any of them, but the ones I've casted in MDVA, he's typically in top 8 for them.
Well, he looks like he might be taking this one at least, or
Oh,
at least
yeah.
a set, because he is playing on fire right now. PK Chris, of course, you know, one of the best Nesses in the business, but he's got 3 full characters to take, and ZD is very healthy. And that's a
Oh
terrible
my
angle.
God.
Runs out for the kite block, only takes 73%, and OCVs the entire squad in like maybe 2 minutes? Whoa.
Sheesh is all I can say to that. I mean, it's just Chris was pressing a button and ZD was just waiting every single time. You know, I feel like Chris is going to have to slow it down. Maybe it's the fatigue from playing all day. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. I mean, you know, we've been in this venue all day. You and I have been casting all
Yes,
day. Like,
casting all
we're
day,
getting
all
late
day.
into the night now. You are having to think this hard for the entire day. I think ZD just might be built for it.
He said, ouchie, my brain hurts.
And my brain hurts.
It's over.
And Nesses don't have a lot of brain capacity either, bro. We know. All we know is mash, eat hot chip, and lie. That's it.
Exactly. I assume PK Fire just is hot chip at this point.
PK Fire's hot chip.
But like, yeah, you're switching to Peach.
Yeah,
now,
so-
after all we said about exhaustion and trying to, endure playing all day, we see Peach, one of the most mentally taxing characters in this game when it comes to just your execution. But let's see what PK Chris can throw out here.
another
ZD's still looking
character,
really fire though. I don't really know if he can stop this momentum.
This is another character also influenced from friends as well. We've got 2 very talented Peach players on the island in Player 4 and Cody. So I'm sure Chris looking at them play that character and being like, I want to try playing that character too. But I don't know if this counter pick is it. Now, not only are you on a character that's incredibly execution demanding, you're on potentially the last game of this entire set. So you have to get those engines whirring up and still keep your first stock throughout the entire thing. And with the way ZD's momentum has been this entire set, I don't know if Chris is going to be able to halt it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Homegirl was just getting chain grabbed just now, and that's not like a thing.
She's getting dragged
But-
right now. She's
yeah.
getting dragged on and off the timeline right now as Daisy is going to be flying off into the sun. And we got the Yoshi coming out. I just don't know, Sai. I don't know if Chris has it in him. It just seems like ZD has his number. The download has been completed.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, it seems like he doesn't even need his other 2 characters. That's how strong his pit has been playing. And then another thing about it is, like, it's got to be so mentally drained. All right, it's been a long day. You're in game 3. You switch another character. The other character gets out of there, doesn't do too much better than who you've been playing. And then on top of it all, like, there's just
Oh
so
my
much
gosh.
momentum. No jump, not going to be – oh, he does have his jump. I thought he burned his jump. All right. He's able to recover. Hopefully he can find a way to take this stock. Smart forward air coming from PK Chris. Got a little bit of signs of life there. Still got some fire in his belly, but I don't know what he's going to do to slow this down so the ZD can stop just running all over him.
We're seeing a lot more swinging, but with more disjointed moves now from PK Chris, which is definitely a good change to make. My boy was trying to scrap with Nair quite a bit, and when you're trying to play close quarter combat against a spacey player, it's not going to work out well
No.
for you. They're used to boxing for their life at all times.
Yeah, they're begging you to do that. Yeah, they're so strong in that moment.
He must have. My boy might as well have hopped into the ring with Floyd Mayweather at that point.
Right, exactly. Money Mayweather. You are not one of the Paul brothers. You can't do this. Shout out to them. Get your bread, I guess.
Oh
Whatever.
no, we could have gone for F smash after the drag down bear right there, but I don't think Chris knew that it was going to lead to this no tech situation. Ooh, ZD also just staying so patient too. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to end, but my boy can't go out like this.
Oh. You see him just slowly walking forward.
Yeah.
Just like, go ahead and wrap it up, dog. It's good.
I don't know if he spent. You
He-
can only dedicate so much energy for an entire day. You made top 8, bro. You did the work. I think there's a little bit of my end of teabagging coming out. This is where the mental game really starts to show. You know, ZD's still having the mental for, and he's teabagging back. He's getting him right back.
Now, Ness going to go ahead and give himself a concussion. You know he only got 3 or 4 brain cells left.
He's bonking himself in the ground.
Just knocking his whole head around over there. But, yeah, unless we see some redonkulous Yeet Smash level like comeback play from PK Chris, it's looking pretty sealed up for ZD.
Yeah.
Already at 85% too.
And
And
you just see the punish game in neutral just on lock here, and I don't know if Chris has enough to tank. ZD is also just taking the pacing so slowly. He's just been dictating the tempo of this entire set so far.
yeah, and you can see PK Chris, like, maybe he's just, kind of just done with it. He's not super, like, trying to go in and just chase him. He kind of, you kind of just realize, he's like, I don't think there's really that much more I can do about this. It just kind of is what it is. Gonna recover. Okay, I wasn't sure about it. Oh, wow. The taunt at the back, at the ledge.
It's just kind of like the battle cry, like the surrender flag is, I think, is
Yeah,
flying up.
I
at
think
this
so too,
point.
yeah.
Chris emotionally spent a nice hearty fist bump between the two of them. I think ZD knew it was clap or clip from the very
Well,
start.
hey, I don't know if that was you misspeaking or not, but it was a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of, I mean, they both mean the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. But,
My
yeah.
boy got clapped, and it's clipped. That's the set. It's over.
It is clip. Yeah, it's actually really shocking that, like, of all of ZD's characters, Pit was going off that hard. Like it's rare that you see that character commanding neutral that well, but because he's just such a good Fundies player, and it just seems like he was really awake and like locked in that moment, it did look like PK Chris had a whole lot of options.
I think it's also the character conditioning as well. You know, like ZD is used to playing large amounts of neutral for mass quantities of time, playing Fox, Wolf. You can't really you can rush down your opponent, but you have to pick your choices and places where you enter very smartly. Ness is mainly punish game.
Yeah.
He's going to be dictating his own pace most of the time, having his own area of effect a lot of the time, pressing the A button 8 million times. And sometimes Fox and Wolf players just have to wait in those situations. So ZD, more than enough patience in the tank, where Chris is, I think, just ran a little bit thin there. And c'est la vie. That's how it goes.
C'est la vie.